Hi everyone, it's Dee from Turtle Dove. Hope everyone's doing really well. I've got a tutorial for you today, but before I do that, I just want to show you what I'll be making. Now this is not my idea. I watched Roxy Creations, another channel that just came up on my recommendations on YouTube. Her name's Rachel. She's an Australian who lives in Italy, and she did this tutorial, which is just such a great way to use up all your little snippets and leftovers, you know, from paper and ribbon and lace and fabric. And basically what you do is you start off with some paper at the back, and then you just build up on it with different fabrics and papers and lace and trims, whatever you have. So don't throw out any little bits and bobs that you have, because these you sew down once they're done, and you can use them for journaling, you can use them for bag toppers, you could use it for a belly band and decorating paper, like pages from a journal, all sorts of things. You can put them on tags. So I made 3 of them. I loved it so much. And what I'll be showing you today, how you make it, is more of an autumn theme. So you can even theme these if you wanted, and you don't have to use your leftovers. You could just use from your stash what you've got as well, but this is just really a great way to use leftovers and offcuts that you have rather than throwing them out. So I will leave Roxy Creations, the link to her channel, Rachel's channel, below. So do go and check out her video. I'll try and link the video that I watched. Yeah, so anyway, this one, I think these are about, you can make them as long or as short as you want. You can make them 30 centimetres, like a ruler's length, or you can just keep going. And what she does is she rolls them up loosely and just stores them that way. And that way you can just cut snippets off, little sections off, according to what you're making. So this is the first one. I used some paper that Enchanted by Craft Soleil gifted me, and I love that paper. So I just distressed the outside. As you can see, I'm using lace, bits of doilies. There's some beautiful gold, lacy trim, different papers. There's a stamp, so I keep all my stamps. You can basically use anything, and it repeats. And this one was from a envelope that I received from Lady Green Eyes ASMR from Kathy. So I try not to throw anything out. There's a bit of a embroidered placemat. Okay, so that's that one. And they're going to go sliding all over the place. And they're really easy to make. And this is the other one. This is more pastel themed. So I'll just cut this up, this trim that was gifted to me as well. I'll just cut little sections and stuck them on there. There's some velvet ribbon or trim. So I basically did the same thing, and you can see the 3 lines of sewing that I did. There's some gold rick-rack, or whatever you call it. So you can do so much with this. You can theme it if you want, or if you've got enough leftovers. Now this one is Winnie the Pooh themed. I got some paper from Daiso, so there's some mushrooms from another pad. Don't ask me which pad it's from, but I know this one's from Daiso, and I love Weenie the Pooh. So this is more of a cutesy thing. I put some fabric down there as well. Winnie the Pooh. So I've got the green paper and then the white paper. I do have blue somewhere too, but I didn't use that. And there's some beautiful pink sort of wintry leaves with some little acorns. And I love the mushroom paper. So yeah, I will get organised and we'll see you at my craft desk. Okay, so here we are at my craft desk. I've got all my supplies ready. I have some stamps. I went through this magazine, which is just a gardens outdoor living magazine from winter 2020, and I just picked out any pictures that were sort of autumn themed. This one's feathers from a chicken, and there's just different leaves and yellows, and there's a tree about to lose its leaves, and just some plants and just bits of paper. I used this to stamp something and I thought that looks nice. These two are from some pockets that I made, concertina pockets, a while ago, or accordion pockets, and I thought I could use that. Then I have all my trims over here and my lace and bits of fabric. I did dye some and I'm nearly finished because I made a couple of other projects using these. And then I've got doilies. There's a whole doily that I dyed as well. And then I just went ahead and cut a few pieces of fabric out just so that it saves a little bit of time. But here's some new stuff that I thought might go with it. So just get everything ready. I've even got gold paper doily that I cut up from another project, the middle. And I thought I could stick that down as well. Just ribbons and trims. This is from the other projects that I did. So I've got some of that gold trim that I showed you from the strips that I made. A lot of that is from that. So, and I've got some strips of fabric there from the other project. And this was gifted to me from Collaged, I think. I'm pretty sure, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but pretty sure it's from Collaged. And these are leaves, paper leaves, so I thought that would be quite apt, being an autumn theme. So, and I've also got some paper from paper pads, so these are all sort of autumny colours. These are little dragonflies or butterflies or something, and then or moths, and then this is pretty as well. So what we start with is your base. You need a glue stick, and I do hope I have enough because I did make 3 of them. I think I've got a small stick if I run out. So you'll need that, because what you do is you make your base and you stick everything on with this, which isn't strong, but it's going to stick long enough before you sew it down. So it just keeps it all in place. So I'm using this magazine. I just tore a page out from that. You can make your strips as wide or as narrow as you want. Wide ones would be nice to make too. So I'll just put that aside. So I just took that out ahead of time. I'm just going to neaten the side. And this is one of those projects where you don't have to be too pedantic. I mean, I could have left it like that. I'll just get my ruler and tear that in half. And then I'm going to fold that in half again and tear that and do the same on the other piece. I couldn't believe it when I saw the tutorial. I thought, oh, how simple is that and how neat is that to just use all your bits and bobs up. I do have a container somewhere with a lot of paper scraps as well. So you don't have to use anything special for the base. Now this is a lot wider than I think. This one's about just short of 2.5 inch wide. I think the other one was just under 2, I think. So anyway, I've got 4 strips there. So what I'll do is I'm going to attach them by using the glue stick like that, and I'll do that with all of them. One more, and then it's just a matter of layering. So if you wanted, you could just use papers and paper embellishments like flowers. You can use a combination of fabric and paper and, you know, trims. So there we go, it's all ready to go. So I'm going to start and work down. So I'm going to start with some paper. And to have a mixture of these pictures. I'm going to tear around some of them. This one is just a maple leaf. That one is small, so that could probably go on the top, on the last layer. What I want to do is try and cover that, and it's not necessary to cover everything because you can cover what you haven't with a second layer. So, and look at that, isn't that pretty? That might go on the top too, so I'll put that aside and the stamps can go on the top. Here's some nice picture from the chickens, feathers, and I love this picture too. So you don't have to roughen the edges out like this either, you can leave them straight. But I don't know, I think it just looks nice torn, and I think it tends to stick better too. And then of course I'll be using this, so yep, I'm not very good at tearing, as you can see, but you can use that for the top layer. So let's get started. And it doesn't matter if it goes over a little bit. So all it is a matter of sticking it down with the glue. And I'm going to alternate between some fabrics as well. And And believe it or not, this does hold. When I watched Rachel on her tutorial, I thought that's not going to hold for long, but it does hold on long enough. So you just got to let the glue dry a little bit before you sew, otherwise the needle will get all sticky. I've been right here. I don't mind a few straight lines because you can hide that with something else on the top. So this is quite therapeutic doing this too, because you don't really have to think a lot. It's just really relaxing to do. I do need to buy some more, a couple of glue sticks actually. Go. So I have been crafting all day. I've been making things for my journal. Or journals, I should say. And my niece is having a baby shower. So I bought her a Winnie the Pooh book set, and I thought it would be nice to make a tag to go in there and a bookmark with the Winnie the Pooh paper that I've got. So I'll just put some fabric down there. You might use some of this. Get rid of whatever thread you don't want. So I'm going to have to definitely dye some more fabric, because I've used this up quicker than I thought. I mean, I did do it last year, but sometimes you think, oh, what am I going to make with it? And then before you know it, you have all these projects planned out in your head. I cannot keep up with what I want to do. I just don't have enough time to do everything that I want as far as projects go. Just as quick as I finish one, I've got another 3 in mind. So I might use some of this paper. And you've got to think too how you would use them on some projects. So it's, you know, you can put the writing both ways, so that depending on how you're going to have the paper on the project, it's going to look good either way. So you might just like to do paper and use ribbon. Some of this blue. so I'll hide that white bit. There we go. So far so good. Nice winter themed colours. Now just try and straighten this out a little bit, so I don't want it hanging out too much from the side. So that way I'll put that one that way, I think. Oh, everything's sticking to me. So this one's a big piece, but I can still put things over on top of that. Some of this, I love this yellow paper. Now you could use smaller pieces as well. Might just take you a little bit longer. But I'm just putting this down quite quickly. This one isn't very good ripping. I did try this and it just comes up with a lot of thread, so what else have I got? Might try some of this green. So before I know it, autumn will be upon us, so this will be good to get a head start on that. You could even do an Easter themed one. I guess that Winnie the Pooh is a bit Easter themed with the rabbit in there. What should I do next? Let's see what I've got up there. I'm going to try and use all the paper. Some nice green. Put it this way this time. So that can be for later. I think I'll use some more. Let's see what I've got in here. These are smaller snippets. It is nice, I think, to use a mixture of the fabrics and the trims and paper, cardstock as well as, you know, leftover cardstock and anything from magazines like I'm using. Okay, time to use the chicken feathers. Did I put some chicken feathers on yet? No, I didn't. next to that fabric. Now what next? Some more of this fabric. Just need to snip a little bit off of that. And a nice strip for the edge. It's not going to go right across. And put that like that. Let's see if I can tear that. I do like the look of teared or torn, I should say. I do like the torn look. This gives it a more rustic feel, I think. Now, this is where your hands start getting a little bit sticky. I think I'll use some of this fabric again. No, that one's not going to tear. It's probably the wrong way. They're pretty colours. Looks like it's from the 70s actually. Or 80s maybe. Push that down. Oh, I missed a bit here. There we go. Use the peach fabric. I'm making a big mess with this glue stick. Nearly finished. What should we use now? I think I'll use some more of this yellow. I like this yellow. Wants to curl up there. Oh, I should put some fans on. Went from the high 30s, early 40 degrees Celsius to 24 degrees today, but it's a little bit humid. Oh, I like this autumn tree, autumn leaves on it. So I'll put that there. So that is a nice selection. I think I'll use a little bit of blue. Hope you can see this okay. I haven't used much of this. Put one at an angle. Like that. That's about lot more of this fabric that I dyed. This one's slightly yellow. Place that at the bottom. And if there's any threads hanging off the sides once you've sewn everything together, you can just snip them off if they annoy you. And then there's just that little section over here. Let's put this yellow on there. Okay, so let's get some of this big stuff out the way. The paper's over there. There's my doily, my small pictures. That over there. Let's get this over here so I know what I've got. There's some little bits and pieces. Oh, and my leaves. Definitely going to use the leaves. And then there's some trim. Okay, let's see what I've got colour wise. Oh, they're pretty. So let's start at the bottom. Now we're going to put the fun stuff on. And with my narrow strips that I did 3 rows. The wider you do, the more rows you've got to sew down, just to make sure that you catch everything and that it's not going to fall off. These are really cute. Hopefully they'll stick down long enough. The things that don't stick down you can just have next to the sewing machine, ready to sort of slip under the needle as you go. Oh, I love those leaves. These ones are a bit textured, so I'm just putting an extra bit of glue on them. So I sort of leave these sit for maybe 1 or 2 hours before I sew them, because as I mentioned, you don't want a sticky needle. You'll end up breaking the needle in your sewing machine. So I'll cut a few because I know I'll use that here and there. And gold always looks nice too. This rip-wrap strip, gold always looks nice with autumn, but this tends to not want to stick down. So this, I think it's because this is metallic. It's sort of a bit spiky or pokey. There we go. I always like to add lace to it as well. These little embroidered, the machine embroidered things I got from eBay. So you can keep adding and keep layering. I'll put this right on the top. There we go. I think this is going to work out really nice. Now, I want to add these are USA stamps. So sometimes I soak these in water and take so that I can take the stamp away from what it's adhered to, but I think with this one I'm going to have to leave the paper on because it takes too long, so just get my little dauber out and just distress the edge of that just to give it a little bit more warmth and character and an autumn feel to it. I'll leave that out because I'm sure we'll use that again. I'll put that right over there. So you can use tickets as well. I mean, you can use anything. I think I need some more of that gold. Actually, I'm going to use this gold thread just across like that. So I might have to look out for that so I don't lose it. This is just such a good idea. And later on, actually I'll do it now, I'll just cut that edge off. So you just keep going until you're finished. I'll use this on my other strips, or one of them I think. I should actually keep gluing on this side so I don't get glue everywhere. I really need to have, I should have put some paper underneath. Now what else do I have? I love this. This is actually from a doily, like I'll show you. This is the one that looks like it's from the 70s, 80s. So I'll just cut that up. So not all of these are leftovers. I don't have enough leftovers, but I do have plenty. Lots of smaller bits actually. So I'll cut that down. I think this red thing might come off here. So just keep in mind what you might or think that you're going to use it for. Be good for a journal cover too, but making it thicker, the more you layer, obviously it's going to make the journal a lot thicker, quicker. So these are just pieces of a doily that I dyed. I sort of cut the around the edge up a little bit. And when I sew down these little tassels, I'll just move them out the way if they're going to be in the way, if they look like they're going to be. This peachy leaf. Actually, I'm going to hide that rake and put it right there with a yellow one. Like that. Now, that can go down there. What else have I got? Oh, here's a nice leaf. Where can that go? That can go down there too. This looks like a liquid amber. Autumn leaves of a liquid amber. Oh, I did it again and glued on that side. I think I'll put a gold strip down vertically to me. Just over there. Like so. I love a bits of gold through. I'll use, actually, I'll get this stamp. There's some leaves there, so the stamp pad out. Just tear the side slightly. That's better. I have so much glue on my hands from crafting today. Look, everything's sticking to it. Okay, that'll do. It's not really working on the stamp itself. Get another one of these to try and work out the right side. Some of them look nice either side, but this one's more shiny, so I might as well use this tiny little bit of rickrack. And let's put that there. Hopefully that'll get sewn over. What else do I want? This is a nice colour leaf. Put that there. Like that. I'm doing it again, messing this side up. And I think we need something over here. leaves have I got left? This is good because I'm using them up. Oh, nearly to the bottom. Okay, I'm going to use this down here. Let's get rid of that text on the top. And another leaf. What else have I got here that I can use? Some lace. I might go back up and put some more of that lace further up. I think I'll use one of these again. Just use the one tassel this time. Some sheer ribbon and gold. That'll look nice across there. I'll cut that off once it dries. I was going to use some of this white, but I won't. I think it's too white for autumn. And I won't cut that up. I'm going to save that for another project because I've got plenty of this stuff over here. I'll maybe use some of this trim. Oop. And that's pretty. Autumn coloured flowers. Oh, everything's sticking. Put that right down the bottom. But just before I do that, oh, there I am using the other side. I'll just put that right at the bottom so that it's hanging over, and then put that down. Like that. I think the glue is a bit extra soft because it's quite warm. I'll leave those for further up. Some of this ombre yellowy gold ribbon over there. Oh, some gold vine. leaf down a little bit. There we go. It's getting harder now because my fingers are so sticky. At this point I would just go and wash my hands. But because I'm filming, I'll leave it. Now, just need a few more things around here. You just want to keep it interesting because you don't know how much you use for a project, so you want to keep each section a little bit interesting so that it's nice all the way through. I love this blue, sort of almost teal. Oh, look, it's sticking to the... See how sticky the table is? I'm going to have to give that a good wipe down actually. And I haven't used any of this paper. Careful not to break it. Oh, I just broke it. That's because my fingers are so sticky. Now let's have a look. Maybe put something little here. Maybe I'll put some of this gold thread across. I must be almost out of this glue. I don't want to wind it all the way up though in case I can't get it back down. Just trim that off. Okay. So just go back and check your work and make sure that you have plenty of stuff. I need some more of this. Just like that. Just using the edge. That one's coming off a little bit, so I'll put more on there. So I'm going to lay this flat. Now, this one looks a bit flat here, so I think what do I have here? No, I've used that already. No, I didn't end up using that. I think so this trim. Just like that. Now, which is the right side? That's the question. Right. It's so small, this piece, it doesn't matter. I just like using the combination of fabrics, and look, I didn't use this either.
don't think that goes. That can stay for another project. Okay, so some lace over that orange, because you can still see the leaves under that. And this is getting very hard to work with sticky fingers. Bit of lace here. And I think that is it. One more leaf. Why not? So that's it, guys. I'll just run through it. So now I'm going to leave this for a couple of hours, and later on this evening I'll sew it, and then I'll show you the finished project. So we'll see you very soon.
So I'm back, and this has been sewn, and I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, just 5 vertical rows down, and I come back up just to make sure that all my little bits and bobs are caught. Don't want them falling off. And I just moved the tassel either side if that got in the way, but I'll just take you through this. So that was the bottom, that's what I finished with, but I'll just work up so you can have a close look. And I'm really happy with this, and you know what, I think I like this width better than these ones here that I've previously made. You can see the stitching there. Sometimes the camera doesn't want to pick everything up. But I am really pleased with this, and I love the way the stamps look and the leaves. I'm so glad I was able to use these leaves up, but I just love the colours. And the tassels look really nice, just hanging down like that too. And I love the gold accents I've got throughout. These little threads here and the little gold vine. There's another stamp. Just some autumn colours for the pears. And I love that little machine embroidered pattern there. And I'm also glad that I placed a little bit of lace here and there, but not too much. And I think the colours of the papers worked really well together. So I am pleased with that. I have 4 made now. I'm definitely going to make another wide one, but I'll leave it for now and use this up. So do go and check out Roxy Creations. Let her know that I sent you, that Turtle Dove sent you. She has some wonderful tutorials and such. I think this one here is my next favourite, so maybe I do like the richer colours. more so than the pastels, but I do like the pastels too. And I'm already going to cut a piece of this off for a tag for my niece's baby shower, as I mentioned before. So thank you for watching, guys. Like I said, go and say hello to Roxy Creations. I think it's nice to give someone credit, or if, like, mention whoever it is who's inspired you to do something the same. And I think these are just the best things. So we will see you in the next video. Thanks very much for watching. I hope this video was useful and inspiring to you. Happy crafting, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.